Welcome to Inside Design with Kandrac and Kole. This podcast is a conversation between two business partners, Joanne Kandrac and Kelly Kole. Join us for a lively conversation about all things interior design, from current projects, trade show experiences, worldwide travel, what's in, what's out, and all the challenges and wins they've had running their successful design business. Whether you're a seasoned interior designer, new to the industry, or a creative enthusiast, you will walk away with insightful information, newfound inspiration, and a smile on your face after listening to these two. And here they are, Joanne and Kelly.
Hey everybody, welcome to Inside Design with Kandrac and Kole. This is Joanne Kandrac, and today we are talking about the 2024 Kitchen and Bath Trends from KBIS, which is the kitchen and bath industry show. Yep. Unfortunately, Kelly and I couldn't go this year, so we reached out to our colleagues to fill us in on what they saw that was new and great and trending. So we always love to do this episode because we learn a lot as well.
And so much good stuff.
Yeah, and we can bring it to you.
Yeah, this is one you definitely want to listen to, for sure.
Yeah. So before we get started, we are going to tell you about our new sponsor.
So that is our friends at Tebow. So established in 1886, Tebow is a trusted trade resource with over a century of expertise, offering interior designers beautifully relevant wall coverings, fabric, trimmings, and furniture. They are known for their beautiful color palettes and exclusive designs that are created in-house. They have best-in-class service, and their inventory levels are amazing. Tebow is to the trade only, with 5 flagship showrooms in the U.S. and definitely one of our favorites. When a new wallpaper or a fabric book comes to the office, we all gather around literally, and we are so excited. And if you've been watching the Inside Scoop, you will notice that the wallpaper of our background is Tebow, the pink and white stripes that we love. Yeah. So to check them out, go to Tebow.com/podcast.
It's actually Tebow Design.
Oh, sorry. Tebowdesign.com/podcast.
There is not a bad one in the bunch.
Not a bad one. Yeah. They are our go-to.
Beautiful stuff. Okay. So
let's dive in. I'm so excited.
Start it.
Okay.
So one of our very good friends, Carrie Kelly.
Yes.
She is out of Sacramento. Mm-hmm. She is a brand ambassador and interior designer, and she's also a member of the NKBA. She's a board member. So this is, in her words, she said, "It was an electrifying showcase of the latest trends and innovations, from bold color palettes to cutting-edge technology. There was nothing subtle about the designs on display. The show celebrated the joy of living," I like that, "in the home, with each exhibit tastefully incorporated elements to enhance both functionality and aesthetics." Mm-hmm. So she talked about some of her standout features. Mm-hmm. Heston has 12 new signature appliance colors. I think Russ is going to pull that up. And there are so many colors. Cool. And I think these are top of the line, kind of almost commercial type appliances.
But you know what I love is that the average Joe this is so not on the radar. They would never even know that these exist. But we did a kitchen years and years ago for an older woman. We've talked about her, Jean Sellers. We love you so much. She didn't even cook, but she wanted a red stove in her cooktop in her kitchen. Yeah. And it was from Big Chill, and it was so cool. So yeah, you got to be a little ballsy. But
I mean, if you have only white cabinets, but you have, let's say, an orange range, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah. I have no words.
Okay. Now, the next thing that she talked about, several other people talked about this.
Yes.
This must have been a big
deal
at the show. And I think it's got a great price point, and I think you're going to be excited about this one. So it's Kohler's. It's called the Spa Viva Hand Shower. So it features a set of interchangeable battery-operated attachments. Okay. Includes a facial brush, a body brush, a body scrubber, and a body massager. And the price point is $225.
My husband is going to want that immediately.
I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah. So she also talked about Zipwater's Hydro Tap Celsius AIO Arc. So combining home luxury and sustainability, 4 functions, all from the same tap. So from the same tap of your faucet, you can have filtered water, boiled water, sparkling water, and you have the pull down sprayer, of course. I mean, are you serious?
I don't like sparkling water, but I know a lot of people that do. Could you imagine? You could have it right then.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
but the filtered water
big
too,
deal.
because where was I just? I was in San Diego, and their water it's very hard, great for my hairstyle, but it tasted weird. So I would always want that filtered water.
I mean, that's a win-win all the way around. I really love that Zip water. Never heard of them.
Zip water.
So this is why I love it, because we learn all new things.
Okay, then we heard from our friend Lori Lejour. She is the founder of the interior design community that we adore. It's a private group on Facebook. If you're not a member, you should get on there and jump on. But she's from Manchester, New Hampshire. And so she talked about this docking drawer. And you put it inside your drawer and it automatically cuts off when you close the drawer. So for all those people that are plugging in like flat irons and hot things, like her flat iron, I think she said was at like 330 degrees or something. And she always like gets in the car and has to call her husband and say, oh my God, I think I forgot to turn off the flat iron. So, like I said, it just turns off when you close the drawer.
Yeah. Good for safety.
Mm-hmm.
Good for saving electricity.
Yep.
So yeah, I thought that was really good.
Yeah. Love that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then our friend from
Debbie Daly,
yes,
who's in New England.
Yeah.
She said another one, color was all the rage in tubs, toilets, sink appliances, and solid surfaces.
Yeah.
And then she said a newcomer to the Kitchen and Bath Show is called Kandrac Designs. They manufacture luxury concrete tubs for large or small projects.
Okay.
They're very cool looking.
Yeah.
And then the Monogram booth.
Of course.
The Monogram booth is always the star of the show.
Mm-hmm.
They had so much color. And what they did too is they had artists throughout showcasing their work. So painted cabinetry and the use of various wall coverings and textures made the kitchen feel warm and cozy, because a lot of things in there are just very sterile. You know, they're just showing the product, but I think Monogram likes to kind of show it in a space and makes you kind of feel like you're in a real kitchen. So I love that.
I love this trend because we know that the kitchen is the heart of the home. We know when you have a party, nobody leaves the kitchen and everybody gathers around the island. And we know you spend a lot of time in there. And so why shouldn't it be full of life and vigor and joy and color? And I just love it.
And I think if there's any money you're going to spend
have it on your kitchen.
Have it be in the kitchen.
Yeah. And even if you do like a streamlined minimal look, you can still insert that colorful appliance or that really cool light fixture or what have you.
I think a colored appliance, no matter what color it is, screams luxury to me.
Even
though people say, well, you'd have to live with that. But if you've ever gone into a kitchen that has with the beautiful like brass knobs and stuff, that is like high end.
Yes. Yeah. And I like it for like the kind of the boho vintage look as well, when you've got kind of even like a scrappy rundown kind of kitchen, but you've got a turquoise refrigerator from Smeg in there. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Oh, we're going to get to
amazing.
We're going to get to Smeg and see what they put out this year. But anyway. Okay. Next was Rose Dostal, our good from RMD Designs in Hudson, Ohio. Once again, bigger booths and many brands confidently promoted color.
Okay.
Whether, once again, in plumbing fixtures, tubs, and sinks, colorful ranges like ILVE, ILVE, Middle B, and their supporting brands like La Cornu and Heston. And Heston. These are all super high-end manufacturers.
Well, it's good because when the high-end companies bring stuff out, then there's sure to be a knockoff. So if it's not in your price range, it'll still be influencing lesser brands. So that's okay too. So what else? Oh, textured finishes, and Viking hoods was showing this. And also, of course, our friends at Thompson Traders. They're always showing just the best of the best.
That's another thing.
Sinks and so forth.
In your big box stores, you're not going to see hoods like this. These are generally custom. And these are things that you're going to see either at a very high-end showroom or through a designer. So, and I think that's another thing. Vent hoods have become an accent in a kitchen.
Yes.
They're just as important
like
as
art.
any of the appliances.
Yes, absolutely. And if you're renovating your kitchen, do not bypass the vent hood in terms of putting some time and research and energy into the design of it, because it is the art. It is the showpiece, like the other appliances, like your fancy coffee maker, like everything else.
They can be pricey, but like I said, they're a big focal point of a kitchen.
Absolutely. And they used to intimidate me, like, where do you find that? And then how do you even do that? But honestly, now that we've done so many, all it is you have your contractor build the hood, or a fireplace, or a vent hood fabricator can do this, but they basically build the hood to exactly the shape that you want, and then it's wrapped. So it might be wrapped in stainless and brass, or it's wrapped in a board and then painted some really cool color with maybe a rivet detail or something. It's not as complicated
it's a wood,
as you would think.
A wood that just is seamless throughout the kitchen. But there's so many ways. The last couple that we've done have been amazing. Zinc with brass, and very cool.
Yeah. All right. What else did Rose say? Oh, she was talking about tiles that have that handmade look, that artisanal, that aesthetic, like it just came from Italy, which it probably did, or Portugal. And Anne Sachs always does an amazing job with simple and understated, but yet just you can tell how handcrafted they are, and they're special. And a lot of times, keep in mind, backsplashes, sometimes you don't have a lot of it, or maybe you just want to put it in an accent place, like maybe over your bar or someplace. So you can do a high-low in your kitchen and really
get a bang for your buck with the tile.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, next. Sweet little Susie Fia. She's with Fia Construction in Waukesha, Wisconsin. And her and her husband are a team, but she says when she goes to KBIS, she likes to focus on the product offerings that can enhance her clients' quality of life. So her husband's kind of doing the bones, and then she's doing kind of the functionality and the beauty of it. And so this is amazing. It was a prototype now. So this is not out there yet, but it's from Kraus, Kraus.
Okay.
It's a prototype of a new product that they showed. It's an eco-sensitive kitchen composter. It connects directly to your garbage disposal under the sink and quickly recycles food scraps into nutrient-rich compost. First, it separates compostable solids from water and other waste. Then the material is heated to break down the food particles in a 4-hour drying process. Then it's disinfected with a UV light. It sounds very complicated, but when you see it, it's a tiny little thing to disinfect the system and stop the odors. Finally, a fan cools the compost material while carbon block filter absorbs odors and steam. They were gathering feedback on this composter, and they said that the response has been amazing.
Well, I can tell you right now, my sister Kimberly and my mom and dad both have little baby compost like urns on their kitchen table, so our kitchen counter, so for like coffee grinds, eggshells, those kind of things that can easily go in there, and it's awesome, but it's slightly gross, and I would prefer not to see it, so I can see how a lot of people would really dig that.
Yeah,
because why not compost, especially if you garden?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a great thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. And then Alejandra Thompson of Thompson Traders. She is, the Thompson Trader family, we've talked about them before. We adore them and everything that they do. And they were so excited to have the world's first AI sink created by Leslie Carruthers, who's also been on our show, via Midjourney. And Midjourney, as you may not know, but in terms of the AI world, it text prompts and visual ideas, and she used it to create this beautiful vessel sink. Russ is showing it on screen so you can see how stunning it is. And then Thompson Traders made it real.
And they unveiled it at the KBIS show. It was a very, very big deal.
Yeah.
But Alejandra, she, even though she's a vendor, she's very fashionable and she loves design and she's just so fun. And she said that she was thrilled with the energy of the show.
A lot of people said that.
Yes. Apparently it was a record turnout.
Wow.
She said that they were expecting 70,000 visitors and had 100,000 visitors.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now she's so cute. She said the highlight of the show for her was the fashion. She said designers are just so stylish, and it's always a feast for her eyes to see them.
Well, and coming from her, I mean, her background's from Chanel, so she's the feast for the eyes.
But Thompson Traders, they're the ones who do those bespoke vent hoods and
Yes.
tubs and all the metal and brass and all that. So
Kara Cox has a beautiful, beautiful collection with them that you should
Quintana collection. So,
definitely check it out. It's probably one of my most favorites in
Mhm.
terms of vent hoods.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Lisa Peck, she is from Minneapolis, and she was talking all about wellness, which of course, very, very, very hot topic in kitchen and baths, and it's not going anywhere. But she was talking about it in terms of, in the form of less clutter for kitchen and baths, which I'm all about that. To me, that is like the ultimate therapy, is to get that clutter out of my peripheral vision. She talked about the Viva hand shower and the Zip water as well. So it's nice when we reach out to all of our friends and they're from all different parts of the country, and they may or may not have even run into each other at the show.
some don't even know each other.
But then we get their feedback and they're talking about the same stuff. And the show is massive, you guys. So when multiple people bring up a certain product, we know it's a hot one.
Yeah, there's always some standout products.
Yeah.
And over, the color, everybody kept talking about the
Oh,
color.
yes.
They kept talking about the attendance and
Yes.
the energy at the show. And then these two items, almost everybody said something about them. Once again, another friend of ours, Ariane Belazar, she's out of Baton Rouge. She said saturated hues in plumbing fixtures and appliances.
Amazing.
And she says she does not see this trend going away.
Oh, interesting.
She said since color is so personal, manufacturers are also offering ways to customize color options that will result in more interesting and thought-provoking kitchen and bath designs, because really it becomes more of a design when you're able to, use that color. And she said, and there always is advancements in technology. So she said integrated invisible charging solution for kitchen countertops. This is really cool. It's called Free Power. It's freepower.io. Somehow it works underneath, but you can put it on surfaces.
Yep.
And it will charge. So
Charging
that.
your phone, like right on your countertop.
Yeah. I think you can do it in a bathroom. I mean, you can do it in
lots of
in any
different
room.
surfaces.
And I think that's so great. No cords. Once again, see, trying to get rid of clutter. I think this is a big deal. You don't want your compost on your counter. You don't want cords. I mean, I have, in my nightstand, I have my phone, I have my watch, so I think getting rid of clutter is a big deal. And I think that's where that whole wellness,
mental health.
I think that's where that whole wellness things come from.
Going back to the color of the appliances and the faucets, if you're listening and you're like, I would no sooner have a orange stove than blah, blah, blah. One thing we learned, I want to say it was Sue Wadden when she was on the show, or it might have been, I can't remember, but what we learned was these companies like Monogram, like Kohler and so forth, right? They're huge companies. They do R&D for years and years. The investments that they make when they put out a product are millions and millions of dollars. So if they're putting out a colored appliance or a colored faucet, then like Ariane said, it's here to stay for a while because you see it in cars. Like you guys probably all see that wolf gray that's been out for a little bit, for the last 2 years.
Sort of look to it.
That deep charcoal gray. I was behind a beautiful blue Telluride the other day, but this is like real stuff. I mean, these companies have decided that this is the way of the future and this is a trend that's here to stay.
Well, it came out a while ago, but do you remember the red top and bottom washer and dryer? I mean, that red color.
Yes.
So I think that the colors are definitely here to stay, and you would be one of the cool kids if you had a colorful appliance.
Absolutely. And then KBIS, Thrill International. I love this idea. You could just like pretend that you're in a restaurant, but you're really not. You're in your own kitchen. Yeah. And it sanitizes and chills your glasses in seconds. I love that. So the sanitizer kills 88% of bacteria. Russ has it on the screen so you can see. Look at that. It's like you take the glass, you go and it's clean and cold. And the chiller reduces consumption and eliminates storage space of chilled glasses, right? Because I've got like a whole bunch just shoved in my freezer.
Yeah. Let's just say you're going to have you guys having a football party and everybody's a beer drinker and you want those cold mugs. Have them, just do it right on the spot. You don't have to store them anywhere. So
I love that. Thrill
really cool.
International.
Yes.
Very cool.
And then, there's always has to be something kind of quirky and something that people talk about. But Smeg, if you're not familiar with them, they do colorful and kind of crazy appliances. So they partnered with Dolce & Gabbana and came out with the Blue Mediterraneo collection. So there's a cooker, there's a hood, a fridge, a citrus juicer, a 2-slice toaster. It's all the blue and white. I mean, I could see that in an Italian kitchen.
Absolutely. I mean,
But
that's the kind of thing where you might look at it and go, yeah, like never. Or you look at it and you say, holy, I have to have that.
Like that little toaster is cute.
Yeah.
It's really cute.
I was just in Williams-Sonoma the other day because I was going to get some Heston cookware after we met Stanley Chang and his wife Helen, the founders, and we were so enamored by their amazing product. And I was over in the Smeg department, and I'm telling you, that Smeg toaster, that is good looking.
Yeah.
I mean, that I would leave on my countertop.
That you want to leave on your countertop.
I would leave
and
that
just
out.
as a side note, Kelly and I both did get the Heston cookware.
Yes, we did.
We both got the 11.5-inch
skillet. Yeah.
And I've used it 3 times.
Mhm.
And I seriously will tell you, there is a huge difference from my cheap old Teflon. And I could see how it'll be there forever.
That's one of those things that you don't know what you don't know. It's kind of like if you've never stayed in a luxury hotel or flown first class, you do it once and you're like, oh yeah, that's like a whole new ball of wax. Like that, but that is an investment that will last because you're going to have that pan for forever. And you can cook so much in it.
Yeah.
So much in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really
everybody,
good.
if you want to try
really good.
that's our little plug for Heston today. Go out and get your 11.5-inch skillet. Nanobond technology.
Yes. So
you want to read one more from Lisa?
We have to thank our group because we reached out to several people and they were so great and responded back with what they had to say.
Because everybody was so excited to share so much good stuff.
Yes. So I'll just read it right from Lisa Mindy's email because it was so great.
Our friend in Charlotte.
Yeah. She said KBIS had a record crowd of attendees for 2024. I've never seen so many people at KBIS. She was there with DesignHounds. So they were there to scout the latest and greatest products in design.
Yes.
So she says, as a color lover, I am happy to report that color is back. I saw color at every turn, from kitchen appliances to hardware to cabinets. We didn't even discuss that. Cabinets.
Oh, yes. We'll get to that in just a second. Real quick.
White kitchens will never go out of style, but gone are the all gray kitchens. So you heard it here. I did not see any gray at the show. Whoa. I think it's a goner. I'm also happy to report I didn't see any farmhouse design or barn doors. Once again, we talked about what's in, what's out. Richard Anuskowitz, once again, hit the crowd with his booth at Design for Monogram, which was a collection of art installments featuring Monogram appliances. That was the one we mentioned that he makes some beautiful vignettes. The winning small booth design went to the House of Rohl, ROHL.
Check them out.
With designer vignettes created by the talented Laura Muller, Jennifer Stoner, Sarah Robertson, Xander, and Keon Kajavi Nori, and Liz Goldberg, featuring products from the House of Rohl. I think that's kind of great.
House of Rohl's plumbing. Beautiful plumbing. I love their brass color. Yeah. It's one of the prettiest ones in terms of an aged brass. It's gorgeous.
I love when you manufacture like that partners with designers because it only makes their booth so much better.
Yeah.
Because they bring in a lot of creativity and you see how they're using the products. So I love that.
I love their styles. They're I think they lean a little bit traditional, elegant, just beautiful, like completely beautiful, many feminine curves. And I just love.
You notice them when you see them.
Yes.
They're just not the run of the mill.
Yes.
So this is funny. She said, I always laugh when people say things like brass is out of style. Brass is never out of style. No. It is classic. But the manufacturers have to have something new to show. So there's always new finishes. Quick assessments of brand trends revealed that brass is becoming a little more aged and not quite as shiny as we've seen in the past few years. I saw several brands with hardware that had the look of unlacquered brass, but with a staple finish. So the new brass offerings are made to look aged. And I love that.
Yes.
One brand in particular I loved was Armac Martin, who had their debut at KBIS this year. Black was still offered in plumbing fixtures, but added to the black were also champagne brass, dull stainless oppage, and of course, polished nickel and chrome, and polished and unlacquered brass. LG Studio, she really gave us a lot of information. Thank you so much, Lisa. Had optional choices of pulls and handles for their appliances in stainless, light bronze, teal green, Lux blue, and matte black.
Wow.
I saw optional hardware choices on several of the appliance brands, but LG had a great variety in the Studio series. You want to read this one on SKS Appliances because I thought this was really good.
Okay. SKS Appliances introduced a transitional series marrying gourmet cooking technology with gorgeous double wall ovens. Gotta love that. With AI technology. Okay, get this,
This is
which had a built-in camera that can identify ingredients on hand and suggest recipes to cook with those ingredients. Are you kidding me?
AI is happening.
And SKS, they won awards for their sleek, modern look in their 48-inch, think about that, okay, 4 feet wide French door refrigerator, which offers refrigerator drawers that can convert to freezer drawers for lots of flexibility. Now, they've had that for a while, and we've talked about that on the show before, but that is so cool to decide what you want to be refrigerated and what you want to be actual freezer drawers. The fridge was beautiful in matte stainless steel. I love that. But I noticed that there were showroom people constantly polishing it. So buyers beware. Very good point. I saw matte stainless steel in several brands, including Monogram. I saw lots of green, teal, and even purple in the show in kitchens, bathroom fixtures, and tile. Interestingly, the colors were in stain in many situations rather than paint,
And
which
that's
I
a
thought
whole
that was a good,
That's a whole different look.
yeah,
That's
I
really
thought that was
whole
a
different
great
look.
point. Countertops seemed a little darker with veining. Cosentino unveiled a new Silestone product called Hardin Emerald, which we love, which was gorgeous. We saw that in Cabo.
Mhm.
And you can see all of her pics on her Instagram, Lisa Mindy Design. So, yeah. That was totally amazing. And I will say that in my house here in Atlanta, I've lived there for 8 years. It was new construction and not a completely custom home. I made, of course, tons and tons of selections, but I had charcoal gray cabinets. And when I picked them 8 years ago, it was like the cat's meow, right? I thought I was just the coolest thing ever. And they still look great with all the decor, but I was just up for something new. So I just painted them Sherwin-Williams rosemary.
They look so good.
They are awesome, you guys. Like awesome. I painted the island the same color. I have like a black, white, and tannish. It's like a marble granite travertine mix backsplash that's all bubbles. It looks so good.
Yeah.
So if you're like, oh, I want color, but I can't just redo my whole kit, just paint your cabinets. Just do it.
And green I think green is a really great cabinet color. I
Yes.
don't feel like that could be. I don't think you'd get tired of that.
No,
I don't think
it's a
you'll get
deep
tired of it.
rosemary. Is like rosemary. It's like a deep kind of mossy green, but
Yeah.
it's cheery at the same time.
And you do see a lot of navy blue cabinets, and I think that's another.
Yes, I love that.
Another kind of good classic staple.
Yep.
And then really only one person talked about tile, but we're going to be in Atlanta here, April 23rd through the 25th, 27th. Anyway, look it up. Go to window. It's called Coverings.
Mm-hmm.
And
All tile and stone.
Yep. It'll be at the Georgia World Congress Center. And we've never been to the show, but we've heard
we're so excited. We're going to be producing a podcast while we're there.
Yeah, we're doing a live podcast from there. They asked us to do that. And Tile of Spain, several companies are there, and they'll be doing some installations. Sounds like it's going to be a fun kind of show, like all things tile.
Yes, I'm so excited.
I think that'll be really fun.
Tile makes it.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Now go forth and be creative and with all your new knowledge.
Yes. And you want to check out those look at their websites. You can even go to, if you're going to look at Instagram, you can maybe use the hashtag KBIS 2024.
Mm-hmm.
That'll show all of the stuff.
NKBA, DesignHounds.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of different ways to keep your eye on these things.
All the cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So the funny quote. I love this so much.
Okay. This is for Vinny, if you're listening.
Yes.
Vinny and Carrie, I know you listen to our show.
Okay. Getting older is all about knowing a guy. A tax guy, a car guy, a plumbing guy, a yard guy. So I don't measure wealth in terms of money, but how many guys you know.
I got a guy.
Stash Birmingham. Thank you once again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very good. Okay, serious quote. Ready? Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody. Not even ones with degrees and big job titles and more things than you. Not even the people on your vision board. Everyone is just trying loudly, failing loudly, and trying again. And so should you.
Everybody starts somewhere. Everybody
and that's from Kaya Nova.
There you have it.
Just keep trying.
Yes.
Yep. There's nobody better than you.
Stay consistent. Keep doing it.
Stay in your lane.
Thanks so much to Tebow for sponsoring this episode, our favorites.
Yes.
And thank all of you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Join Joanne and Kelly for a new episode every other Friday as they continue to explore the nuances of the interior design business with the goal of informing, inspiring, and entertaining their listeners. See their work at kandrac-kole.com and engage with them on Facebook and Instagram at Kandrac Kole.